Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Agency, where we talk about the latest topics and concerns of independent agents. I'm your host, Daniel Ochoa, and I brought back with me Mark. Mark, it's glad to have you back.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Mark, today we're going to be talking about the importance of website exposure and the importance of picking the right website to tie in with a management system that will not only benefit the agency, but will also benefit their customers. Mark, can you share with us how important you think it is for independent agents to have a website in today's time?
Absolutely. I believe it's very imperative to stay in touch with not only your clients, but offering them the convenience, be able to go through and take care of the transactions and things they need to take care of for that business day. And because so many people are so dependent on their smart devices, iPads, phones, and all their cellular devices, it makes it very convenient for them to knock out the things they need to take care of for those transactions of the day.
Yeah. My wife and I were driving in the car a couple weeks ago, and we were looking for she was looking for a certain product. And instead of going up to Lowe's to see if they had it, she pulled out her phone and she pulled up Google Maps and she put in what she was looking for, and it showed all the locations where that had that product. And then when you click on the location, it'll show you information about that location. But some of these locations didn't even have a website, so we couldn't check the price. Go to the website and check out the price. And the same thing happens with auto insurance. I remember 6 months ago when I got my renewal letter from the insurance carrier. I got into Google Maps, I put in, independent insurance office, got all the locations, and I would click on one. And I wanted to check them out, and some of them had no website. And I couldn't believe how many agencies today have no website.
It's astonishing, actually, to see some of these figures that how many people have computers and they got cell phones, but yet they don't have a website for the company, which steers people to their business site.
Yeah. And so, we just wanted to share with everybody on how important it is to have a website. If you want to get your name out there, if you want to try to get customers that you would have never gotten because they never know where your location is, but they might have found you on the website, the only way to get that exposure is to create a website and then hire someone to help you to move up in the ranks on Google and other kind of engine search.
Absolutely. And I use a very famous illustration to a lot of my clientele too as well. It's like exposure is the major key to success of any company. And if you're the best chef in the whole world, hands down undisputed, you even offered your food and your services for absolutely free. But if no one knows where your restaurant is, or where it's located, or what services you offer, then you're probably never going to have business come there. So exposure is a major key, and it's a critical part to growing your company.
Yeah. And one of the things that Agency Matrix offers, probably a lot of our clients don't even know this because it's brand new. We came out with websites, and we're offering websites to our clients. We have two programs. We have the Gold, which is $49 a month. It's a basic website, gives you 4, 5, 6 pages. It'll put all your information that you need about your agency, and it'll also allow your customers to be able to find you by clicking on the Map It and be able to see your exact location. But we also have a Platinum platform, which is $89 a month. This one ties in with your management system. And this one is going to benefit, like I said, it's going to benefit the agency, and it's also going to benefit the client. One of the ways it benefits the agency, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong or if you can add anything, one of the ways it'll benefit the agency is now, if I go into my admin tab in Agency Matrix, and this is what's nice about this, is you manage your website through the management system. So I go into my admin tab, and you can see I have some choices here. I have access key and plugin. I have website settings and quote settings. So now I can go to quote settings, and now I can pick the type of policies that I sell that I want to show on my website for a quote sheet. And so by picking my auto, my homeowners, I can pick, GOP, whatever type of policy I want. By clicking it, I can now have that show up on my website. So if somebody goes to my website and it says they want an auto quote, they click on it, it fills out, there's a form that comes up, they fill it out. It automatically creates a task and agency matrix, and it automatically creates that prospect. It puts that information into Agency Matrix as a prospect, and then it assigns a task for a specific employee that you set up on the back end that you want to work those. Because one of the problems is, a lot of websites will send you an email.
Yes.
And if that person's off for the day, no one knows that that person, received an email and he should be working on a quote. With this, as a manager, I can go in and I can see all my tasks that are assigned to my employees, so I can see if a website quote came in, and I can also see who it was assigned to, and I can make sure that they're taking care of that quote right away. How important is that, Mark?
Oh, it's very important. Before all this technology has advanced, the way I did it on my website a long time ago is that, of course, I would get the email alerts, but I had to be there to receive all this stuff. This before, my phone was integrated with my emails and stuff, so I had to be there to assign these quotes, prospects, and other things, these leads, to my agents.
Yeah.
So, but with the automation, with the system integrating in, tying in, it alleviates a lot of that burden that I have to stay on top of it. My system will do that for me. So it helps speedline and streamline a lot of things.
Yeah. And one of the other nice features that Agency Matrix offers is, as I go in here and I go in to enter a new customer, you can see down here at the bottom, there is a place that says, a button that says generate for the website. When I click on generate, you can see that it automatically creates a username and password. So Mark, as I'm entering clients into Agency Matrix, I click generate, that client will automatically receive an email saying, welcome to the agency, here's a link to our website. Now you can log into our website using your username and password, and you can print ID cards, you can print Accord forms, you can view your policies, and you can also make a payment.
Wow. Now, what about, let's say we have a client that's been around for a long period of time. They got maybe several thousand customers. Do they actually have to go in and manually assign these passwords and codes to clients to be issued out?
No, and that's the great thing, Mark. If I go back into my admin tab up here, so you're right, we have thousands of clients have been with us years. They don't know we have websites. Let's say they want to switch to us. Maybe they already have a website. When we do the setup, if you go in here into admin, if you notice under website, we have access key and plugin. When I click on this, this is going to create a key that they have to email to their sales rep. Okay, that key is what we need to put in our back office, which now ties the website and the management system together. So now they're talking to each other. But if you notice here, I can add all customers, pick all customers, and I can generate a username and password for every client that I have an Agency Matrix. This will automatically create a username and password for the thousands that I have, and it's going to automatically send out an email to everyone, letting them know that we have a website and they have a username and password, and now they can log in and they can view their policies. And like I said, they can print ID cards, print Accord forms. They can even make a payment. Now, it's not really taking a payment in Agency Matrix. When they're viewing their policies, let me go back to the website. Okay, here, where it shows they're viewing their policies, every policy has a pay now. Well, when I click on the pay now, all that does is it takes me to the carrier's website that policy was written in, or written with, and it's going to take me to the login page for the insured, not for the agency.
Sweet.
So yeah, and a little bit of setup that you have to do on your end to make sure that it all works correctly. But once you set it up, everything works, everything ties in together, and the pay now will take them to the login page. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, if they never create an account with that carrier, they're not going to be, how are they going to know? How are they going to get into their policy? Well, when they go to login page, there is a place, every carrier has it, create an account.
Yeah.
Okay, when they go to create account, it's going to want their policy number. The great thing is, they're looking at their policy number on your website through Agency Matrix. So all the information they need to create that account, they have it right in front of them. They don't have to go to their car, get their policy, and try to figure out what their policy number is. So it's all right there.
See, that's a beautiful tool to have, especially for your agency. We are in 2015, and we all know technology is constantly advancing, progressing, and getting more efficient offering more streamlined convenience to the clientele, which they use it for. And if we all be honest, I mean, how many times have you bought something through your phone or pad or a computer? You paid a bill online. You take care of your business because it offers you that convenience. So this way you can focus your time, gas, and efforts in other projects that you got to take care of for that day, especially if you don't want to drive on the opposite of town to pay, say, your insurance or to take care or do something else. You can quickly go online, take care of things you knew as you're driving. Well, not of course you're driving, but of course your passengers. But they can take care of all this stuff.
Let's not promote.
Yes,
texting and driving, Mark.
definitely. But it offers that great convenience, and so and this is an access point which your clients can have available to your company to stay faithful, to keep them on the books, and to keep your retentions and your loss ratios at premium levels.
Oh yeah, and Mark, I had a conversation with an agent a few weeks ago, and I showed her the website. She really liked it. She's a Hispanic lady. Most of her clients are Hispanic. She's in California, and she was telling me that most of her clients don't even have an email address, or they don't even have, or they don't use a computer like a lot of the other people. So for her, she thought it really wasn't. How would you say it?
Beneficial.
Yeah, it wasn't beneficial to her. So I told her, I said, look, somebody needs to start teaching that Hispanic market how to use the website so they can log in and print an ID card when they need it, because the agent who's willing to take the time when they write a new policy and say, look, we have a website, I'm going to show you how to go in there, I'm going to send you an email with a username and password. The agent that takes the time to do that, and the customer feels, wow, this is great. This is awesome. Now if I get pulled over and I can't find my ID card, I can just pull it up on my cell phone and look at my ID card. The agent that does that is going to keep a customer for life.
Absolutely. Not only that, there's times where I'll go on the computer and you'd be surprised on how many your kids and your grandkids know more about the computer and how to surf the internet than most adults do. So, the convenience, and if a teenager can easily learn this, then any adult can easily learn this. But once you incorporate this and you start doing this, right, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Next thing you know, you're doing your renewals, you're doing your monthly payments, and you're doing a whole bunch of other things that you need to do without bogging down the rest of the agency and the staff of the agency with frivolous little projects that the client wants done, which the client can have access to do themselves.
Once again, I just want to recap on the importance of having a website. Remember, like myself, all my payments that I pay, every bill I have, I pay online. And you want to give that opportunity to your clients. By having a website, not only are you getting exposure out there, but you're also giving the ability for your insureds to be able to view their policy, print an ID card, print an accord form, even print their payment history that they've made in your agency in the past. That's a huge benefit. Anything else I left out, Mark?
I'm glad that you brought up the accord forms part. One of the beautiful parts about it is that, let's say you got a painter and he comes in and he has to do a project and it's on the weekend after the agency is already shut down and closed. He needs to get a certificate, he needs to get some type of accord forms, and then he needs to submit this in here. Well, he can go onto your line and change the cert holders on the accord form to adjust it as he needs it so he can print it off to generate for the next job site.
That's a great point, Mark. I do want our agents to understand that your customers will not be able to change the coverages on a certificate.
That is correct.
The only thing they can change is the cert holder. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, which is a great tool for the agencies and for their clients. Mark, can you think of anything else?
Yeah, one of the beautiful illustrations that we're talking about how it ties into our management system is that there are other things and aspects of the management system which will help promote your website and services and products in which you offer your clientele, from everything from your receipt text generation to actually you'll have memo boxes on your receipts when you generate it. Also, not only that, through when you do the automated marketing and the email blast, you can actually set a link inside your email blast with your picture of your icon of your company. It says, click here to make a payment, and it'll pull up your website.
Yeah, that's a great point. So now when people run their due date report, it shows them everybody they have a payment due today, and they want to do an email blast, they can put the link to their website and a little message that says, if you want to make your payment, click on this. If you've already made your payment, please disregard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. That's about it, Mark. Anything else?
No, that'd be about it.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Until next time, have a very blessed week.